Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? I'm not going to speak loud today because I am fighting to keep my voice. This is Stock Up with Larry Jones for those of you that are new to the page. So I'm going to sound like I'm doing, Night Moods by Larry Jones. Hey, let's get right into this data. So the market was up this morning by a lot, actually. It ran up this morning. Now, there is a few things that happened, right? One of the things that happened was yesterday we had earnings, right? Apple reported and Amazon reported. They both did the opposite of what most thought. Most thought, including myself, that Amazon would be flat. I thought Amazon would be mostly flat to a little negative, and they actually went positive. Apple, I thought, would be flat to positive. It went negative and it's dragging the market down, right? So then we had jobs that came out this morning, which was another threat actually to the stock market, but it wind up being really, really good. So I got some data here that I'm going to read for you, and then I'm going to show you some plays. One of them I got into last night because a lot of you guys weren't aware, but Tupperware, ticker symbol TUP, went up 100% after closing bell because of a debt restructuring. Okay, so we're not going to read the report about how they're restructuring their debt, but it shot up over 100%. And I actually bought some aftermarket. I went live and then I took the video down after I went live. Okay, so check this out. We can see July job reports, U.S. payroll grow total of 187,000 jobs, lower than expected, which means that jobs are starting to slow down, right? So now Wall Street is digesting the credit downgrade, and a lot of analysts and bankers like Jamie Dimon is saying it's no biggie, right? They're saying that the market should not be reacting negative to this information. All right, so why was the market up this morning? We had a golden locks job report, meaning that it was just right. So the report was just right, meaning it pretty much hit expectations, okay? So we're gonna roll with that without getting into a lot of numbers, right? So what else happened? It was literally combating what happened with Apple, which could have actually driven the market further down because Apple is about 8% of the S&P weighted, right? So it's a heavily weighted stock. Now, the good thing is that Amazon actually went up. It was up as much, I believe, as 10%, while Apple is sinking. We'll look at it in a minute. So what did the job numbers do for the stock market? The job numbers literally is actually cooling the Fed off, meaning that the Fed will not have to raise interest rates as much as thought. That's what we see, okay? And so let me show you guys this. I have something I wanted to show you guys that I took a picture of that will help. Boy, I got a lot on here. Look at this. So I snapped this with my phone. Excuse it. I snapped it off the TV. It's now in September, right? The next FOMC meeting, the Fed is only 13% likely to go up another 25 basis points. That number was way higher. And in November, we're looking at about 30%. And that changes from pretty much from day to day, depending on what's happening in the stock market. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys that there's a few more things that you need to know why the market is doing what it is doing. Okay. Let's keep it going. Let's go to Apple, right? Because you need to know about Apple to know about what's happening with the rest of the stock market. Now, I just told you it's heavily weighted. About Apple alone, $3 trillion company is worth about 8% of the S&P 500. Now, you do know that the 500 in the S&P 500 means that there's at least 500 stock. I believe it's 504 stock. That is in the S&P 500, thereabout, give or take. All right. And so for one stock to be as heavy as 8%, that's a big company. So now let's look at Apple. Apple, as we could see right now, is down 4%. Now, in a market like this, after we've been downgraded, Apple being down 4% is not good for the overall market, right? So what I'm doing now, as a matter of fact, let me just show you guys this. So what happened, right? Here's what happened with your boy. Bing, wah, wah, wah. Big fat loss burger. Look at that. I lost $1,481. Okay. Actually, it's around $1,500 I lost, right? And I wanted to show you guys that we're going to mix this one up and give you guys a lot of data. I wanted to show you guys that because there's something that I saw on Stock Curry's page, right? And that is this. All right. So let's see here. What did the gentleman say? I want to read this and we're going to keep it going, right? So look at this. At the top, Larry Jones never had a loss. He's being funny, right? And this person, thank you, not true. Larry has shown his losses. He's also, has made up his losses. He just doesn't play overnight earnings, pretty much. Yep. And then I said, true. Wish that was true, that I didn't lose. And I says, and I have shown my losses. And then I said, like Stock Curry said, everyone has losses. All right. I just don't hold through earnings. OK. And that's true. I rarely hold through earnings. I buy the rumor, sell the news. 99% of the times I don't hold through earnings. But what happened? I held this Apple play through earnings and I got burned. All right. And well, I'm not gonna say I got burned. I lost a little money. Nothing compared to the money that I have made over the years. Now, so what is the lesson in this? All right. The lesson is no one wins all of the time. So what I did was I also entered today. I entered into an Amazon call, right? It went up, it shot up 35%. I had no idea. Now, you see that I sold that. That was this morning. And I believe that you could get it at a better rate by the time you see this video. You can probably get this at a better rate. So I've noticed that these run up in the morning. I've said this over and over again, and then they cool off in the evening. So I took my $1,100 to make back up my $1,500, which is another lesson. Never do revenge trading, meaning that if I lost my money in Apple, it doesn't mean that I have to make my money up in Apple, right? Follow? So don't try to get even with a stock. Now, I am totally about to contradict myself with that because I am now in an Apple put because I think that Apple is heading downward. Okay. And so I believe that you can get that. I can't see it. I don't find it. I believe that you could start to do a put down on Apple now. All you got to do, which is easy money for me, is I listen to where the analysts are going to adjust down to on the day that they say it. I set my put option to that date and I make money, and I'm generally out within 24 to 48 hours. That's another thing. I got a sneeze coming, excuse me. I don't hold my options long. I'm generally out of 48 hours tops, all right? And I'm going to keep saying that, all right? So what happened last night? Ticker symbol, well, before we get to that, let's look at Amazon, all right? As we can see, Amazon is up 9% at the time of this video. We don't know where it's going to close out, but we know that it is up 9%, right? So I am doing a call on Amazon, but I will probably be out today and then look and see because I believe that we're heading to a correction, right? I told you guys that yesterday. I told you guys that as early as Monday that we were heading to a correction. Let's talk about ticker symbol TUP, and I'm going to end with that information about the correction. Right, look at ticker symbol TUP. Look at that, good people. Up again 44% today. But after hours, it was up over 100%. So what I did last night, I went live. If you saw the live, let me know. I know most of you guys didn't see the live because I actually took it down, and I'll explain why later. Well, some of my information was exposed, so that's why I took it down. All right, so here's what happened last night. Look at the top. That is not an option. It is a straight, just bought the stock, 125 shares. It actually, you guys saw last night, it actually went up by 20%. I sold at about 14%, and I took out $100. And when did I do this? Chicago time, about 6 o'clock, I believe it was, or 6:30, which is about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yes. So if you don't have Webull or Moomoo, you need to have one of these plays at least, because not only do you get up to 15 free stock and all of that, check out the second link below, but you could trade pre and post market. I can trade 3 hours before the market opens, and I could trade up to 4 hours after the market closes. With what apps? With Webull and Moomoo. So make sure you download Moomoo and Webull. Deposit $100 into both of them, especially Moomoo, okay? Deposit $100, get that going. All right, so that's what happened with Tupperware on last night. And as you could see, I sold it last night because I expected it to cool off today. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now that I am going to be looking. This is only a $200 million company. It's a small company. Even with the debt restructuring, is not enough to save them. I am going to be looking for an opportunity to short or do a put yet again on Tupperware, because I look for opportunity. Okay. There's some more things I wanted to talk about. The numbers. All right, let's get into it. June non-farm payroll was raised to 185,000 from prior 209,000, right? It also showed that U.S. hiring is slowing in July. Private education and health services was up by 100,000, right? Jobs. Financial activities up 19,000. Construction up 19,000. Leisure and hospitality still up. You're talking about restaurants, hotels, cruise lines. That's leisure and hospitality are still up 17,000. So just think about the stock. All right. And then temporary help is down 22,000. That's actually good as far as numbers go, because temporary help skews the numbers of the overall job numbers. Okay. So now the Fed funds future, I showed you guys that. So we're not going to go back into that. Now, lastly, we could be heading to a correction. Now, a correction meaning this month. You do know, I've said it all this week, that July is historically one of the best trading months out of the year, followed by August, which we are in now, which is generally the worst trading month of the year. All right. And so now we have this downgrade, and now we have what's happening with Apple, right? So I'm giving you a snapshot of the overall market. This is what's happening with Apple. It is falling. Okay. It is falling. And I did an earlier put, meaning going down to 180, and then I'm going to Monday, or just before closing bell, I'm probably going to do another put just before closing bell down to 180, really close to the strike price. Okay. So I'm letting you guys know that before I actually enter into this play. Remember, never let the weekend go without stop losses. That's what I'm doing. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. But in all thy getting, get an understanding. Let's talk about the Qs right quick. All right. SQQ. This is what I want to share with you guys. That's very, 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 very important. Okay. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? So now, here's one of the things that I want you to know. As far as me, everybody's trading is different. Remember, I keep saying there's 1,000 ways to make money in the stock market. 1,000 ways. There's 1,000 roads. No one is right. All I know is what works for me and you guys too. Now, a lot of you guys are playing the Qs now. The TQQs, T for tall, meaning you think the overall market is going up, and the SQQ, S for short, meaning that the market is going down. I made that up. That's not what it really means. It's just a way for the new people to understand what's going on, right? So a lot of you guys hold these things for weeks. I never hold the Qs for more than 48 hours. Most of the times I hold them for, 48 hours. That's it. All right. Whether it's the stock or the crypto, to me, the Qs are not an investment. It's a swing trade. But if you do options on it, I literally did this in an hour. Look at the bottom. I did one call yesterday while I was watching Stocks with Josh. Got into this call. Him and Mo went live. And by the time he was finished, look at that. It was up 81%. 81%. So I cashed out of both of these. And so it was up 81% in 1 hour. Listen, if you don't know how to do options, at least get an introductory into options by taking the class, or look on YouTube for the free stuff, even if you don't take the class. He does an introductory to options, and then I do, me and Josh are in there. But if you really, really, really want to do really well in options, make sure you take the charting lesson first and then the options. You paid for the class. For those of you that have the class, please use the tools that you already have. All right. It's not costing you anything extra. OK, I want you guys to learn and earn. If you're taking the class and you're learning, you're earning, leave me a comment also. OK, so just so this won't be, oh my God, it's extremely long already. I just wanted to hit you guys with all of this information as my voice gets stronger. Pray for me as I pray for you as we continue to make money as the family. So now this month, I will probably be doing more shorting because there is generally a correction on this month. But here's the kicker. The year most times will actually end higher. So we had this run this year, right? And then we hit August, we could have as much as a 10% correction. I'm not going to bring up any charts, but as much as a 10% correction, which is average, right? And then we could end the year, higher, okay? And all I get an understanding, just with that information, you could go and trade whatever stock you want to and understand that where the market is will dictate the movements of the overall stock market, okay? Or your individual stock, should I say, all right? Make sure you check out the links below, and we will see you this weekend, okay? Live, love, laugh, learn, and earn.